Oh shit. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Okay, guys, welcome back to the B.D.A. Lounge, and this is One Piece chapter 1060, predictions. People always ask me, how do I come to my predictions? Like, what do I use as a gauge of where a chapter is gonna go? There's no real formula. Well, it kind of is. Like, for instance,
we interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Luffy has become one of the strongest characters in the series from many ups and downs in his life as a pirate. However, one of the most unique training styles would be fighting against animals. Don't tell Peter. But it worked. And for Luffy, the bigger the animal, the stronger he gets. And I know you want to get stronger too. So start today with today's sponsor, Monster Legends. Monster Legends is an awesome free-to-play mobile game where you can collect over 1,000 monsters and build your own monster empire. I know all my Kaido Beast Pirate fans are gonna love that. Okay, you can breed different monsters to create completely new species and feed them to grow stronger so you can destroy your opponents. But don't stop there. Take your game to the next level and create the best teams and challenge other monster masters in battles, where you can conquer trophies, win rewards, and reach the top league. And as if that wasn't cool enough, Monster Legends teamed up with TWD to celebrate the iconic show's return, creating 6 new monsters inspired by the heroes Rick, Daryl, Mishan, Negan, Carol, and Maggie. And just like Luffy, you gotta head straight for the top. So make sure you don't miss this unique opportunity to collect TWD monsters with amazing abilities, making them more powerful than any other monsters, and to take your game to the next level. To start collecting TWD monsters, download the game now using my link in the description or the QR code, and only for a limited time, you will get a special free starter pack of rewards, 100,000 gold, 20,000 food, 3 gems, and Mothman. So once again, thanks to Monster Legends for sponsoring this video. Make sure you download the game now and get the incredible TWD monsters. Don't miss the opportunity to download it through the link in the description and claim your free starter pack, which will get you right into the game and speed up your progression. Right now we're in the transitional chapters for the most part, and some of our favorite chapters in the story. So what I do is I go back and I reread the end of arcs. And right now I'm rereading the end of Dressrosa and see how that transition was. Of course, the Grand Fleet and everything being proclaimed. We get to the end of Dressrosa, we find out about Weevil, and it's in chapter 802 here. So it's a few things about this chapter. That's why I'm showing you guys, because I think it's really important, considering everything we've talked about recently with the Seraphim and just how the warlords and them being cloned seemingly by Vegapunk and the world government. Just something I want to bring to you guys. Do you guys remember? I'm not going to say a name, but someone did make a theory that Vegapunk is actually Kizaru, or Kizaru is Vegapunk. Listen, I didn't go too deep into that theory. The theory still exists. Maybe it ends up being true. You know what? Screw it. In the middle of this prediction, let's go and watch this video by Blackleg Vinsmoke about why Kizaru is Vegapunk. And let's see if it makes sense. This is probably the most random recording ever, but we don't care, we move. Let's go. Kizaru's Vegapunk, the most shocking plot twist. And you think I'm ill? But please watch this video till the end. I don't say what will happen 100%, but there are many interesting facts. So this may be the most shocking plot. Oda had him drawn 2 times as a child, and both pics he's studying or carrying books, even if it's cold or there is no light. All right, always carrying books. I think it's clear that he's reading, so he must be at least smart. Why does he act so dumb? He has that information. He grew up in a snowy island. Pacifists don't have a similar lasers to Kizaru. They have the same lasers as Kizaru. I hope I showed most of you enough hints to believe that Vegapunk is Kizaru, but how is Kizaru so smart, or why he acts like a dumb? 2 type of characters with the speed boost ability. Characters like Minato and Might Guy from Naruto. They train hard to be fast, and characters like Kizaru and the Flash, who got it in 1 second. The Flash. I don't know if you watch the show or read the comics, but if you do, you must know that he's able to read books fast, like in 1 second. His powers are similar to Kizaru and Enel's. With this logic, Enel must be able to read books fast and be smart too. Yes, he is. Oda never stated that he was one of the smartest characters, but look, he built a flying arc alone and went to the moon. Oda hinted that Vegapunk might know what devil fruits really are. So there's a chance that he read Devil Fruit's book when he was a kid and he was searching for the Pika Pika no Mi to read books faster. Why does he act like a dumb? This is the only thing which I can't confirm with the facts, but here's my speculation. His brain operates at the speed of light since his body does. So in order to interact with people, he has to slow down his speech and actions. This is a constant thing he has to do, so it tires him out. Making him lazy just makes it sure that no one knows a secret. That's why he didn't fight Beckman, the man with the highest IQ in East Blue. He didn't want to use his brain because there could be doubts about him. Oda may use this as a life lesson. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know, Blackleg. Link in the description down below if you guys want to check out that video. But what were we doing? What were we talking about? Oh, Weevil and everything going on. So Kizaru said this. Well, he mentions that his claim of being Whitebeard's or Edward Newgate's actual son is quite impressive. So he's questioning it. He's if perhaps a bit suspect. And he's saying the claim of falsehood doesn't matter to us because no matter what bloodline he's from, he possesses one very significant source of value to us. As a pirate, he's tremendously powerful, just like the real Whitebeard in his youth, at least in terms of strength. The straightforward thing is that, okay, he's strong, they need him, he's a warlord, but Kizaru is saying no matter what bloodline he's from. So the way Oda words things sometimes, you gotta pay attention. So he says no matter what bloodline he's from, he possesses one very significant source of value to us, and he tells us the obvious thing. But I think there are more underlying things to Weevil, like Weevil could be the source of how they created the PXs, right? The Seraphims. And I think next chapter we expound upon that. Again, going through previous chapters, a previous ending of arcs, it's a very constructive exercise. I definitely recommend it because it gives you an idea of how Oda writes and the things he likes to do in succession. So chapter 801, that's when he reveals the Straw Hat bounties after Dressrosa. Luffy's at 5, Zoro's at 320, Sanji's at 177. And it's so crazy looking at these bounties now because Luffy's at 3 bill now, Zoro's at over 1 bill, Sanji's at over 1 bill. It's insane. But this chapter is one of the most epic chapters of all time, the Throne War speech with Doflamingo, seeing what he's doing, and he's telling us what's about to happen on the seas because they relinquished his control. And then we get to chapter 802, we find out about Weevil and Kizaru. And so what was chapter 803 though? This is a chapter where we meet, or we find out about the Revolutionaries and their location in Baltigo because of Burgess sneaking on the ship of Sabo, so Shiryu, Lafitte. It's interesting that at the end of this recent chapter, we saw 3 Blackbeard pirates. In this chapter, 3 Blackbeard pirates. So Oda has a formula. We also got some buggy stuff, cross-guild stuff happened earlier. Going through the end of it, right? We got Blackbeard, we got Buggy, we got updates with everybody else we need updates from, for the most part, bounties. And there was a mixture of exploration and what's going on. We gotta get going. And these chapters are telling us that. So guys, in the middle of recording this, I started rereading a few ending of some more arcs and then I went back to Punk Hazard. And I think we get one major reveal which does influence where we go. The ending of that arc was mainly about alliances, new alliances. Law and Luffy, Kid, Apu, and Hawkins. It's funny, Doflamingo quit the Warlords back then. Of course, he did it for specific reasons, but now we're experiencing how it really is after you're not a warlord anymore. But finding out pertinent information, somebody as well that we saw was Aokiji. We haven't seen that person in a while. So that's somebody I'm throwing in the fold as well, Aokiji. So I think we got to go back to the Straw Hats. I think it's time for them to talk about where they go next. We find out pertinent information from one of them. Somebody says something important, which does influence where they go. Find out about Aokiji, finally where he is, Weevil information. And of course, something is going to come out of the blue because we can't predict everything in regards to One Piece. Definitely some more Weevil stuff because he's very important to narrative and what's going on. I think he's a key cog of the PXs and everything. They had to, their conception. I'm not sure if I think Kizaru is Vegapunk or Vegapunk is Kizaru. But something I also want to mention is SBSs. They are gold. The SBS after every chapter, some of the questions, I'm just befuddled, right? Let me find one of my favorite ones that I was reading recently. Well, this is a great one because I was talking about Naruto and you can go and read it yourself from chapter 804 where he's talking about his relationship with Kishimoto, right? Saying that Kishimoto and him, they're the same age and Kishimoto gets to just chill right now. He's relinquished from the hell of weekly serialization. That's what he called it. And he's kicking back doing a bit of work here and there, which could tell me that could be Oda's plan after One Piece ends. He wants to do a little bit here and there, but not the weekly serialization. I think that's something that the mangaka after a while, it just, no. This is the one, chapter 799, where Oda talks about how Koala, Hack, and Sabo came together. What he mentions here, right, is so interesting because he talked about Sabo meeting Dragon when he was 10, and he met Hack, and Hack was teaching Fishman karate to the orphans taken in by the Revolutionary Army. But the thing is, Sabo didn't need lessons in fighting. He didn't have his memory, but he was beyond that. He was past what Hack was trying to teach him. So then Dragon took him on. Dragon was his master. Then when he was 13, Koala joined when she was 14 via Hack. After that, she learned Fishman karate, and then she became an assistant instructor. They're saying Hack and Koala were a good match for Sabo, right? Not saying they could beat him, but they were a good match, which is interesting because Sabo's a flame emperor at this point. But they had various missions which were shown in the episode of Sabo. But Oda says there'll be a bit more elaboration in the anime, but there won't be time to tell the entire backstory. So go ahead and imagine it for yourself. Oda's a sicko. He's saying, I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly everything that happened here. Just imagine it for yourself. We're gonna have a video about that. Just the SBSs, just random SBSs, because it's so much good stuff and it teaches you so much information about the characters that you didn't know, you probably forgot. It fills in a lot of gaps. That's all I'm saying, right? I think this video's gone on long enough. These are the predictions. Weevil, exploration, something with exploration, where we're gonna go, an idea, Sphinx, Elbaf, or Full of Lead. Sphinx doesn't make sense, Full of Lead doesn't make sense, because that's Blackbeard and he just saw Marco. Elbaf makes sense to me. Definitely world government stuff. Who haven't we seen in a while? Oda has updated pretty much everything. There was a recent SBS Oda talk about Balloon Terminal, and that made me think of Aruj. We haven't seen Aruj in a long time. The only supernova that hasn't been fleshed out, so I assume he will be at some point maybe in Elbaf as well. But Balloon Terminal, do you know Balloon Terminal basically is just all the balloons holding up this thing? He says that's where all balloons go when kids let them go. That's where the balloons go. Something was flourishing atop Balloon Terminal, but it ended now, but it still exists. So I'm like, wait, what? Is that lore about Balloon Terminal? What the heck? Bro, the SBSs, they're gold, and guys, I'm gonna go digging, okay? But give me your thoughts. What do you think happens in chapter 1060? This probably wasn't the prediction video you expected, but hey, just get comfortable, you know, because sometimes we get unpredictable. Ah! Jamie Foxx. Predictions. Some people catch that reference, some might not. So guys, yeah, give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. And of course, thank you to my members. I appreciate you guys so much as well. And guys, I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.
And no, this is post credits, but just like alliances post Punk Hazard, we're somewhat at that point now where you have to form an alliance, and some alliances are going to be questioned. Like we have a Cross Guild, technically that was an alliance, maybe forced, but it's an alliance. And in some ways, it's the end of alliances and the start of some new ones. So for instance, with Rayleigh and Hancock, at this point, Rayleigh's inserted himself as part of Hancock's alliance, right? He's aligning himself with that group. And now I think about our Kiji again and his alliance for the most part with Blackbeard. It might come into question. It might be tested. What are some of the new alliances that will be formed going forward for in preparation of this final war? Because you're gonna have to latch on to someone to stand a chance, because the final war that's coming is going to be epic, of epic proportions. And if you're by yourself, you're just gonna get ran over.